Just as we start, can we all agree that throwing Molotov cocktails at police is bad?
Leland, I think throwing Molotov cocktails at anyone is bad.
Okay. No, but that's what was happening out there, was it not?
That is not what I'm familiar with. So let me just correct a little bit of your introduction. Today was actually the kickoff of the actual actions for this week of action. Saturday and Sunday were days that we planned as community days at the Weelaunee People's Park, which we know that particular parcel of land as. We planned a 2-day music festival and family day that was a really great event. And then there were people who were not associated with our coalition, who we had no knowledge of, who went and performed an act that was not sanctioned by us, we had no prior knowledge of, and none of the people who are a part of our coalition were a part of what they did. So when police responded, police did not respond a mile away to where construction vehicles were on fire. They actually responded to a music festival where parents and children were. So I'm really not sure who those people were, but what I will tell you is that this particular week of action has been carefully planned to raise awareness to what we believe our plight is, and none of our actions include violence against anyone.
Okay, so wouldn't you want to know who these people are if they're giving your organization and taking over the coverage of something that you think is so important?
I absolutely would want to know who they are, and I wish I did know who they are. But one thing that we have seen in different social justice, environmental justice, economic justice movements is that there are people who sometimes infiltrate our movements, and they want to bring people over to a more radical side. So they perpetrate actions that are not in line with our values and our mission. For us, Stopping Cop City is about restoring our green space, about preserving something that is really sacred to our indigenous people here, and rematriating the land that is actually originally deeded to be in the property of DeKalb County residents in perpetuity.
Come on, really? Like, we can at least have an honest conversation. We know that this is not about land. This is an anti-police movement. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure who it is that you think that you're talking to. However, I'm going to inform you that our coalition is about all of the things that we believe give us a good quality of life for our families. We are not familiar with whoever perpetrated that act against the police, because what we do is nonviolent. We led a march today through downtown Atlanta, and you will probably see some news coverage of that. Totally nonviolent, simply to bring awareness to the people who we believe are in authority at the Atlanta Police Foundation, to let people know that we're about corporate accountability as well. We just want people to understand that whatever happened on Sunday was not something that we planned.
But you don't want a police training center, fair enough?
We don't want anything to come and take away that green space that belongs to the Muskogee Creek people, where our community members enjoy biking along paths. We have an actual creek league in Atlanta where Entrenchment Creek, which is a part of that land, is a part of the Creek League, where we are encouraging people to fall in love with their creeks again. The South River watershed is a really important resource to us in Southeast DeKalb County. So we want to preserve what we believe is a very valuable green space.
All right. There you have it. Keyanna, thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.